Aliens. Not the aliens like Paul. As much as I like that friendly hi destroy all humans character, I'm not speaking about them. And I know he's not from Destroy All Humans. I know it. Just let me have the fun. I'm talking about the original Alien from 1979 to 2017. The franchise that has made a staple in the sci-fi horror film scene. A horror franchise that made me shit my britches as a child and made me hype as an adult, even with the Aliens vs. Predator movies. The Xenomorph menace has been translated onto the gaming world for some time now, and one of the games being Alien Isolation, a game made back in 2014. Yet, someone in the VR modding space put the experience into our very brains and our very eyes, making the most immersive and most horrifying experience in VR when it comes to these weird and disgusting and horrifying creatures. Before we go any further into the video, I am your Soul Overlord, SoulBC, or Soul British Columbia, and if you liked the video at any point in time or just found it insightful, be sure to let me know by hitting the like button, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, I can ask you nicely, please do it. If you don't know what kind of content I create content just like this, as well as funny moment stuff, or just hilarity, I guess, with other creators, or me being by my lonesome, being an absolute nut job, doing some scuffed shit. You can also follow my other platforms with the link tree down below, and if you want to chat with my fellow souls and I, go to the Soul Chamber, my Discord server. The game of Alien Isolation follows the character Amanda, the daughter of Ellen Ripley, a well-known character within the Alien franchise, probably the most known, because, you know, main character status. Alien Isolation happens 15 years after the events of Alien, and Amanda, the character you're playing as, obviously, ventures out to find the truth of her mother's disappearance after the broken promise of returning home for her 11th birthday. As Amanda and her crew arrive at the Sevastopol, they know something is wrong and they decide to enter the trading station, and little did Amanda know, and the crew, it was gonna be absolute hell for her, and by her, I mean me, cause holy shit, I damn near pissed my pants. Myself, my britches, they are soiled from this game, I can guarantee you that. Why do I do this to myself? Like, actually. The VR mod titled MotherVR was first released on the 29th of July in 2017, and the latest update being in December of 2020. There is going to be more of a discussion on the releases of the mod later in the video, so stay tuned for that. So the VR mod has gone through quite a few updates, some being absolutely amazing additions throughout the years until its more recent update. I did want to initiate some conversation about the similarity to the VR mod's aesthetic to Luke Ross's VR mods. Nibre, I'm going to say Nibre, like the Hispanic tongue, because it sounds Hispanic. Nibre has placed the head movement on the body of Amanda quite well with some small clippings if you look down, which is fine as you're not going to be looking down too often unless you're a horny individual and want to see some virtual tits like some of you do in places like VR chat. Anyway, the movement and cutscenes are fairly similar to Luke Ross's real VR mods, and it still retains the controller or mouse and keyboard controls, but places you into the game while using your headset. Clearly, it's a VR mod. The cutscenes are flat like a theater screen, yet in your headset there are some differences, however, as Luke Ross doesn't like the idea of motion controller support. Nibre, the creator of the MotherVR mod, is for it, though. So, as you can see me in my VR space with my green screen camera and all that weird shit, I haven't used this thing in a long time. Anyway, I am using my index controllers to play the game. The game supports the Epic Store and obviously Steam, so you can mod it either way if you wanted to. This VR mod makes me feel as if this could have been the extent that Luke Ross could have done with his VR mods, but I understand Luke Ross's point of view in terms of wanting it to be as close to the original as possible, despite wanting to be in the space, so that's that. But that's all I can say for it right now until the review portion of the video.
Yeah. Eat shit. Eat my fucking fire, bitch. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Fucking. Fuck out of here, you stupid hoe.
As for the installation though, it is extremely simple, like really simple. Like once you go to the GitHub and download the zip file, you'll find a folder titled MotherVR, and within that same folder are just two files, literally two files, the README and the DXGI DLL file that initiates the VR mod, clearly, because yes, the README is going to initiate the mod. Of course, yes, I'm stupid. Anyway, all you have to do is drag the DXGI file into the game directory, and before I go any further, I want to state that I have the game with Epic Games, but with probable cause. To enable the mod in VR for Steam VR would be like the previous mods I've mentioned and covered on my channel. Just go to the game, manage the properties of the game in Steam, and turn off the VR desktop theater feature for that specific game, in this case, Alien Isolation. And then you follow the rest of the steps, which I'm about to show. And this also applies to Epic, so there you go. Now, for enabling the VR mod itself, you must go into the game with its original method, playing on desktop. Then once you're in the main menu, select options, MotherVR, and enable it there with your correct runtime, which either is the Oculus runtime or the Steam VR runtime, which for me was Steam VR. And then the game will close, and then you'll have to relaunch the game, and it will enable the VR for you. I suggest running the VR headset first, which should be a well-known thing by now with these VR mods, so fair warning. And honestly, that's it. That's all you have to do. There are some settings within the MotherVR setting menu where you could adjust it, but I didn't bother personally, so there you go. Some of you may know I'm all for horror games, especially ones in VR. It also takes me a little bit to get started, unlike some of the folk I'm friends with. No name is being mentioned, but if you're watching, you know who you are. Yet playing this in VR set me in a state of uneasiness, a feeling I haven't gotten since FNAF VR, to be quite honest. The mere darkness and the mere thought of knowing that xenomorphs are out to impregnate me or puncture my skull with their tongue mouths. The experience was satisfying overall. The performance was smooth, the gameplay was fine. There were a few qualms I have with the mod as of its current state, though. There were times of vertigo with the headset when the headset itself was trying to match Amanda's head when she fell or something, or the camera was shaking, and it just really gave me that vertigo that made me want to take off my headset, which is not too common for me, at least. It's only with these kind of mods where it forces my head to move, and I don't like that. It's not for me. Now, I mentioned that this has motion controller support, but it's not true motion controller support. It's not like the VR mod I covered last week, the Valheim VR mod, where you could actually see your arms move with your arm movements, etc. It was basically similar to Luke Ross's mod, but I could use my motion controllers, basically. That was the only difference, is that I could use the controllers for VR specifically. Now, as much as I love this support, it seems somewhat pointless, as you can accomplish the same thing with the Xbox controller, but there's something about using your own controllers and gripping for your scanner or your flamethrower and trying to hide, etc., throwing things, and so on, just from the motion controllers alone, still adds that bit of immersion. The controls can be a bit strange and may take some time to get used to, but the immersion is still there. I also want to mention that the performance was actually quite amazing. I didn't get any dropped frames except for the boot up sequence, and even then it was only for like a millisecond, and I had absolutely zero issues running this mod, and I actually was quite amazed by the performance and the gameplay with it, etc. I still had a good time playing the VR mod and being an absolute terror. The VR mod was actually really well made, and I'm honestly sad to see that it has been touched since 2020. And speaking of the mod being untouched, Nibre had also been working on a Halo Master Chief Collection mod titled Reclaimer VR, yet that has also been in the cold freezer, and no one really knows why, but I assume it's because of a specific event, and that research I conducted, which was fairly quick, was just going to Nibre's Twitter page, and notes on the Reclaimer VR being on ice was the tweet, and within that tweet were some replies. Some stated that Nibre had been hired by 343 Industries, which, in case you didn't know, owns the Halo franchise. So maybe we'll see something after Halo Infinite, who knows. But I can honestly hope that we'll get to see a Halo VR game or, well, something from 343. I'm honestly stoked to see what happens if there's anything related to VR from the 343 Industries. So I'm not going to get my hopes up, but if they hired Nibre and don't go forward with the VR moves, then I don't know what to say. I don't know what to contribute any further, I guess. But who knows? We won't know anything unless Nibre comes back to Twitter and says something and surprises us all or something. Who knows? A man can dream, because for one, I love the Alien, and two, I absolutely love Halo. I grew up playing Halo, so we'll see that later on. Enough about Halo and enough about everything else. This is about Alien, but either way, I hope you enjoyed some of the screams, the review, etc. within the video. If you're interested in the mod, I'll leave a link in the description for the mod itself. And as much as I regret asking this question, would you want to watch me play this live at some point and do the story in VR? I would probably be down for it. Let me know in the comments. Also, speaking of live, by the time this video goes up, I might be streaming already. I'm doing a Contractors VR stream with my viewers, my subscribers. It's a community stream, so feel free to hop in and play some Contractors with me. I also want to thank my patrons for supporting me. You have given me more pride than you can ever know. Thank you so much. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button so this can get to more viewers like yourselves, and it helps me fight the Queen Xenomorph and its hellspawn called the YouTube algorithm. If you're interested in other VR content as well as hilarity, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to get notified of my future videos. Make sure it's set to all, please. You know, get them notifications, get them rolling in, you know what I'm saying? Don't forget to join the Soul Chamber, my Discord. There you'll be notified and up to date with my content and be notified of any future events I plan to carry out there, like the community stream that's happening. So hop in, say hi, do whatever you gotta do. You can also chat with myself, my fellow souls, whether it's about anime, art, or VR. And one last thing is to scream your lungs out, escape the Xenomorph menace, and keep your soul free. Ooh.